Good morning. We are going to talk about factoring special cases right now. So one of them, I am on this page. Let me pull it up. Let me make this small and pull up Visualizer. Oop. There we go. Okay. So factoring with a coefficient other than 1. So we are going to start with this. Okay, so let's look at this. We have 8x squared minus 15x plus 48. Okay, we've never seen one with a number out front. So first thing you want to do is see if you can factor out a number from each one of these. Find your GCF of 8, 56, and 48. Okay, so let's say you can go to math, number 9, and do 8, 56, 48. Oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, because there's too many. All right, so you can only do it with 2. So let's see. Okay, that's 8. So between these two is 8. Okay, will 8 also go into 48? 48 divided by 8? Yep. So the GCF is 8. So I had to do it between 2, and I got 8. And then I just check and see if 8 also goes into that one. So that means I'm going to pull out an 8 here. So I'm factoring out 8. If I factor out an 8, I still have 1, 2, 3 terms. So 8x squared divided by 8 would be x squared. 56 divided by 8. 56 divided by 8 is 7. So it'd be minus 7x. And then 48 divided by 8, we did that a minute ago, and that was 6. So plus 6. Okay, so the 8 is out front. We're going to leave it like that until even in the final answer, 8 will be out front. So let's see. We need to now factor this. So we have our box. So x squared goes here. 6 goes here. So we're looking for a sum of -7 and a product of 6. So positive product. So let's say 1 times 6 gets 6, but 1 plus 6 gets positive 7, but we want it to be negative. So what about -1 times a -6 to get positive 6, and -1 plus -6 to get -7? So that works. So we have -1x and we have -6x. So then we factor. So we already know that x times x gets x squared. So x times what gets -1x, and it's -1. X times what gets -6x, it'd be -6. So then our final answer, we still have the 8 out front, but then this is x minus 6 times x minus 1. All right, well, let's look at the next one. We have 2x squared minus 4x minus 30. So we haven't seen a 2 before out front. So let's see if we can factor anything out. Is there anything? Let's talk about GCF of 2, 4, and 30. What's a number that will go into all of those? Well, we look at the smallest number, it's 2. Will 2 go into 4? Yes. Will 2 go into 30? Yes. So our GCF is 2. So we take a 2 out and we divide. So 2x squared divided by 2 would just give us x squared. -4x divided by 2 is -2x. And -30 divided by 2 is -15. Yeah. All right, so now we want to do our box. And we know x squared goes here and negative 15 goes here. So we are looking for a sum of negative 2 that get from a product of negative 15. So the products of negative 15 would be 1 times, let's say, negative 15. That gets negative 15. But if we add those, that gets negative 14. So that's not it. 3. 3 times a negative 5. That gets us negative 15. What is 3 plus negative 5? Negative 2. So that worked. What some of us could have done is the negative 3 times a positive 5 first. And then when we add those, we get a positive 2. But we want the negative 2. But see how I'm using the same factors, 3 and 5, but I'm switching where the negative is. So the one that works is the positive 3 and the negative 5. So positive 3x and a negative 5x. So now I need to factor out. So I know x times x gets x squared. So x times what gets 3x? And it's 3. And then x times what gets negative 5? Negative 5. So I have that 2 out front. And then I have x, this is a positive 3, x plus 3, parentheses, x minus 5. And I should be putting a box or something around these. Okay. Let's go to the next one. We have 5x squared plus 15x plus 10. So we need to look and see, can we factor anything out? Is there anything that will go into 5, 15, and 10? 5. So we have 5 parentheses. Now we divide. 5x squared divided by 5 is just 1x squared. So we're going to put x squared. 15x divided by 5 is a 3x. And 10 divided by 5 is a 2. Okay. So then we need to do our box. And we have x squared in the top left, 2 in the bottom right. And so now we need to find these two diagonals that give a sum of 3, because that's your middle term, the 3x, and a product of 2. Well, the only terms that, or the only factors of 2 is 1 and 2. So 1 times 2 and 1 plus 2. So that was easy. 1x and 2x. So we have x times x gets x squared. X times what gets 2x, and it's 2. And then x times what gives 1x, 1. So then our factor would be 5 parentheses. We have x plus 2 times x plus 1. Okay. All right, last one. Let's look at 3x squared plus 3x minus 6. We need to see about a GCF of 3, 3, and 6. Well, it's 3. It's the number that will go into each one of these. 3 will go into 3, 3 will go into 3, and 3 will go into 6. So we factor that 3 out, and then we divide. We have 3x squared divided by 3 would just be an x squared. 3x divided by 3 is just a 1. And negative 6 divided by 3 is a negative 2. Okay, so then we do our box. Box looks bad. So we have x squared and a negative 2. So we're looking for a sum of 1 and a product of negative 2. This one was a positive 2. This one's negative 2. So we know it's 1 times 2, but we got to get a negative. So let's do 1 times a negative 2. That gets negative 2. But what's 1 plus negative 2? It's negative 1. But we want a positive 1. So we need to switch where the sign is. So negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. And negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1. So that's the one that works. So this will be a negative 1x, and this will be a positive 2x. And it doesn't matter where you put it. It'll always work out the same. These just might be flipped, but it still will come out with the same answer. So we know that this has to be x times x to get x squared. X times what gets negative 1x? Negative 1. And x times what to get 2x? 2. So we have this 3 out front. So our final answer is 3 parentheses x minus 1, x plus 2. All right, and that is it for today. You're going to move on to, I'm figuring out what's next, so don't worry about that. You'll see it on your page.